My girlfriend said she needed space to find herself and asked me not to wait. I said, okay, helped her pack, and moved out quietly. 3 weeks later, she called crying when reality hit harder than she expected. I need you to not wait for me while I figure this out. Those were the words that came out of her mouth on a Tuesday evening, while I was halfway through making dinner. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. I'm 29, been with my girlfriend for 4 years, and we'd been living together in my apartment for the last 2. I turned off the stove. Okay, I said. She blinked at me like I'd spoken a foreign language. That's it. Just okay. I set down the spatula and leaned against the counter. You're asking me not to wait. I'm agreeing. What else would you like me to say? Her mouth opened and closed twice before words came out. I thought you'd, I don't know, fight for us. Ask me to reconsider. Do you want to reconsider? No, but then there's nothing to fight about. She crossed her arms, and I recognized that defensive posture immediately. You're being cold. I'm being respectful of what you just asked for. This is exactly why I need space. You're so logical about everything. Where's the emotion? The passion? I nodded slowly. You're right. I should probably help you pack. When were you thinking of moving out? The color drained from her face. Moving out? I thought maybe we'd just take a break. I'd stay at my friend's place for a while. Your friend's place? I repeated. Which friend? Does it matter? It does if I'm the one paying the lease and you're planning to keep your things here while you explore your options. Her eyes went wide. That's not what this is about. Then what is it about? She ran her hands through her hair, that gesture she always did when she was frustrated and couldn't articulate what she wanted. I just feel like I don't know who I am anymore. We got together when I was 23. I'm 27 now. I've never been on my own as an adult. You lived alone for 6 months before we moved in together. That's not the same. How so? Because I knew you were there. I knew we were together. I've never been truly independent. I poured myself a glass of water, took a sip, let the silence stretch. So you want to be single? I want to find myself. While single? She bit her lip. I guess yeah. Then you should probably take your things with you when you go. It's not fair to either of us to leave them here. Why are you being like this? Like what? So, final about everything. I set the glass down carefully. You told me not to wait. That's pretty final. But people say things they don't always mean. Do you mean it? The question hung in the air between us. She looked at the floor. Yes. Then I'm taking you at your word. I'll help you pack this weekend if that works for you. That's when the tears started. I can't believe you're just giving up on us. I'm not giving up. I'm respecting your decision. But you're not even upset. Would you like me to be upset? Yes. No. I don't know. She wiped her eyes roughly. This isn't how this was supposed to go. How was it supposed to go? She didn't answer. I turned the stove back on, resumed cooking dinner. Let me know about the weekend, I said. She stood there for another minute, then walked out of the kitchen. I heard our bedroom door close. The pasta was ready 10 minutes later. I made 1 plate. That Friday, I came home from work to find her sister's car parked outside our building. When I walked in, there were boxes everywhere. Her sister looked up from where she was wrapping picture frames in newspaper. Hey, need any help? She glanced toward the bedroom, lowered her voice. You're really okay with this? Does it matter if I'm not? She's my sister. Of course it matters. I set my keys on the counter. She asked me not to wait for her. I said okay. That's all there is to it. She thinks you don't care. I care enough to let her go without making it harder than it needs to be. Her sister studied my face. You're a better man than most. I'm just tired of fighting battles nobody wants me to win. She went back to wrapping frames. My girlfriend emerged from the bedroom, carrying an armful of clothes. She looked at me, then quickly away. I didn't think you'd be home yet. Slow day? Where are you heading? My friend Rachel's place. She has a spare room. Rachel. I knew Rachel. Rachel was the friend who'd been divorced twice by 30, who posted Instagram stories from clubs every weekend, who told my girlfriend at a dinner party 6 months ago that she was wasting her youth in a relationship. That'll be good, I said neutrally. She stuffed the clothes into a box. Can we talk? Sure. Alone? Her sister grabbed her purse. I'll go get coffee. Back in 20. The door closed behind her. My girlfriend sat on the arm of the couch, not quite committing to sitting down. I feel like you hate me. I don't hate you. Then why won't you fight for this? I sat down properly, gestured for her to do the same. She perched on the edge of the coffee table instead. What does fighting look like to you? I asked. I don't know. Begging me to stay? Telling me you can't live without me. Can you live without me? That's not the point. It's exactly the point. You want me to convince you to do something you've already decided you don't want to do. That's not fair to either of us. So you're just going to let me walk away. You're not walking. You're running. And I'm not going to chase someone who doesn't want to be caught. She was crying again. What if I make a mistake? Then you make a mistake. You're an adult. You're allowed. And what about us? You told me not to wait. I'm not waiting. So that's it. For years and you're just done. I leaned back, looked at the ceiling. 3 months ago, you came home from drinks with Rachel and told me you felt like you were missing out on life. 2 months ago, you started going out every Thursday night and coming home at 2 in the morning. Last month, you stopped wearing your promise ring. Her hand instinctively went to her right hand, where the ring used to sit. I lost it. You took it off at the gym and forgot it in your locker. The gym you stopped going to after that. She stared at me. You noticed. I notice everything. I just didn't say anything because I was waiting for you to be honest with me. I'm being honest now. You're being honest about wanting to leave. You're not being honest about why. She wrapped her arms around herself. There's no one else. I didn't say there was. Then what are you implying? I'm not implying anything. I'm stating facts. You've been pulling away for months. This isn't sudden. You've been planning this. I haven't been planning. You've been building a case, collecting evidence for why this won't work, looking for reasons to justify leaving. She stood up abruptly. You don't know what you're talking about. Then correct me. She couldn't. Her sister came back with coffee. They finished packing in silence while I made dinner. Just one plate again. The weekend came and went. Sunday evening, she loaded the last box into her sister's car. She stood in the doorway of the apartment that had been ours. I'll still pay my half of the rent through the end of the lease. The lease is in my name. You're not on it. She blinked. I thought we were both on it. You never signed it. You kept saying you'd get around to it. But I've been paying half, which I appreciate. But legally, you have no obligation. She looked like I'd slapped her. So you're saying you don't want my money. I'm saying the apartment is mine. It was mine before you moved in. It'll be mine after you leave. You don't owe me anything. This feels wrong. Most endings do. She hugged herself. Can I still call you? To talk about what? I don't know. Life? What's going on? You mean to check if I'm waiting? Her silence was answer enough. You should focus on finding yourself, I said. That's what you wanted. I'm starting to think I don't know what I want. Then you definitely shouldn't be here. She left without saying goodbye. I closed the door, locked it, and went to bed. The apartment felt bigger. Week 1 after she left was quiet. I worked, went to the gym, meal prepped, caught up on shows I'd been meaning to watch. Thursday evening, my phone buzzed. It was her. Rachel and I are going to that new bar downtown. You should come. I stared at the message. She wanted to go out to a bar with Rachel and wanted me there. A week after telling me she needed to be single, I typed out 3 different responses, deleted all of them, and put my phone on silent. Friday morning, I had 6 messages. Why didn't you respond? I thought we could still be friends. This silent treatment is childish. I guess I know where I stand. Rachel was right about you. Whatever. Have a nice life. I blocked the number. Week 2, I got a message from her sister. She's asking about you. Says you blocked her. Are you okay? I'm fine. She asked me not to wait. I'm not waiting. That includes text conversations. She's confused. She made her choice clear. I'm respecting it. Can you just talk to her? What would you like me to say that I haven't already said? No response. Week 3 started with a voicemail. I'd blocked her number, but she called from Rachel's phone. Her voice was different. Smaller. Hey, it's me. I know you blocked me and I know why, but I just wanted to say, I think I made a mistake. Can we talk? Please. I deleted the voicemail. 2 days later, another one. I drove by our place today. I mean, your place. I don't know why. I just missed it. Missed you. Rachel keeps telling me I'm just feeling this way because being single is hard at first, but I don't think that's it. I think I actually I messed up. Call me back. Deleted. 3 days after that, my doorbell rang at 10 p.m. I checked the camera. It was her. She looked rough. Hair in a messy bun, no makeup, eyes puffy. She rang again. I opened the door, but left the chain on. Hi, she said. What do you need? Can I come in? I don't think that's a good idea. Please? Just for a minute. I closed the door, undid the chain, opened it again. She came in, looked around like she was visiting a museum of her own life. You rearranged. Moved the couch. It looks good. Thanks. She turned to face me. I miss this. I miss us. Okay. Okay. That's all you're going to say. What would you like me to say? That you miss me too? Would that change anything? It might. I crossed my arms. 3 weeks ago, you told me you needed to find yourself and asked me not to wait. I said okay. You packed your things and left. Now you're here saying you miss me. What exactly changed? She started crying. Everything is harder than I thought it would be. Being single? Being without you. Those are two different things. No, they're not. They absolutely are. You can be single and fine. You can be in a relationship and miserable. You wanted to try being single. That's what you're doing. But I don't want it anymore. So what? You tried it for 3 weeks and decided it wasn't fun. She flinched. That's not fair. You know what's not fair? Asking someone to watch you walk away and then getting upset when they don't chase you. I didn't ask you not to chase me. I asked you not to wait. Because you wanted to explore your options without feeling guilty. Her face went red. That's not what I wanted. Then what did you want? I wanted you to prove you cared. There it was. The truth she'd been dancing around for 3 weeks. I sat down on the couch. So this was a test. No. You wanted to see if I'd fall apart without you. If I'd beg. If I'd fight. I wanted to see if you actually loved me or if you were just comfortable. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because it was absurd. I loved you enough to let you go when you said that's what you needed. I loved you enough not to make you feel guilty for wanting to leave. I loved you enough to help you pack instead of making it a fight. And somehow, that's proof I didn't care. She was full-on sobbing now. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. You're confused. There's a difference. I don't know what to do. Go back to Rachel's. Figure out what you actually want instead of what you think you should want. I want you. No, you don't. You want the security I provided. You want someone to come home to when being single gets lonely. You want a safety net. That's not true, isn't it? When you left, did you think about what I would be going through? Or did you just assume I'd be here waiting whenever you decided to come back? She couldn't look at me. I thought you'd wait. Why? Because you always do. You're patient. You're understanding. You let me have space when I need it. Let me be clear about something. Patience isn't the same as being a doormat. Understanding doesn't mean accepting disrespect. And giving space doesn't mean standing still while someone else figures out if they can do better. I never thought I could do better. You left to find out. She sat down next to me, not quite touching. I was wrong. About what? All of it. Leaving. Thinking I needed to be single. Assuming you'd just be here. Okay. So can we try again? I stood up. No. The word landed like a punch. She looked up at me with red, swollen eyes. What? I said no. We're not trying again. But I just told you I was wrong. And I heard you. But that doesn't change what happened. You made a choice. Now you get to live with it. That's not fair. People make mistakes. You didn't make a mistake. You made a calculated decision to leave. You packed your things. You moved out. You went out with Rachel. You ignored me when I didn't respond to your texts. You only came back when being single got hard. I came back because I realized I love you. You love the idea of not being alone. That's not the same thing. She stood up, grabbed my arm. Please. I'm begging you. Don't do this. I'm not doing anything. You already did it. So you're punishing me? I'm protecting myself. There's a difference. She let go of my arm like it burned her. I can't believe this. I thought you were different. Different how? A pushover? Someone who'd take you back no matter what you did. Someone who believed in second chances. I do believe in second chances. For people who make actual mistakes. Not for people who test the water somewhere else and come running back when it's too cold. She grabbed her purse. You're going to regret this. Maybe. But I'll regret it less than taking back someone who needed to lose me to appreciate what we had. She walked to the door, turned back. I hope you know you're throwing away something real. You threw it away 3 weeks ago. I'm just not picking it up. The door slammed. I sat back down on the couch. My hands were shaking. But I didn't call her back. Week 4, I got a call from her sister again. You broke her heart. She broke her own heart. She made a mistake. She knows that now. Knowing you made a mistake isn't the same as not having made it. So you're just done? After 4 years. She was done after 4 years. I'm just accepting it. She wants you back. She wants to not be alone. That's not the same as wanting me. Her sister sighed. You're probably right. But she's my sister. I have to try. I get it. But the answer is still no. Will you at least unblock her number? She's driving me crazy using my phone. Tell her to stop calling. I have. She doesn't listen. Then block my number on your phone. You're serious. Completely. She hung up. Week 5, I started seeing someone new. Nothing serious. A coworker's friend who I'd met at a happy hour. We got coffee. Then dinner. Then she stayed over. I didn't love her. But I liked her, and she knew exactly where she stood. No games. No tests. Just two people enjoying each other's company. Week 6, my ex found out. I don't know how. Maybe social media. Maybe mutual friends. But my phone rang at midnight from an unknown number. I answered because I was awake. You're seeing someone? Who is this? You know who this is. You're seeing someone. What I do is no longer your concern. It's been 6 weeks. You left 6 weeks ago. You don't get to have an opinion on what I do now. I can't believe you moved on so fast. I didn't move on. I moved forward. There's a difference. With who? Again, not your concern. I'm coming over. Don't. We need to talk. We don't need to do anything. You made your choice. I made mine. That's the end of it. I made a mistake. You keep saying that. But making a mistake once is human. Not learning from it is a choice. What does that even mean? It means you haven't learned anything. You still think you can snap your fingers and I'll come running. You still think your regret erases your actions. You still think this is about you. Who is she? Someone who knows what she wants and doesn't need to lose it to appreciate it. I hung up. She called back 4 times. I blocked the number. Week 7, she showed up at my work. Security called me from the lobby. There's a woman here asking for you. Says it's an emergency. What does she look like? He described her. Tell her I'm in meetings all day and can't come down. She says she'll wait. Tell her she can wait, but I won't be available. You got it. I worked late that day. When I left through the back entrance at 8 p.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered. I know you're avoiding me. Yes. Why won't you just talk to me? We've talked. Multiple times. You don't like what I have to say, so you keep asking the same question hoping for a different answer. I just want to understand. Understand what? That actions have consequences? That you can't unring a bell? That some things, once broken, don't get fixed. We're not broken. We're not anything. We don't exist anymore. You ended us. I accepted it. Move on. I can't. That's not my problem. How can you be so cold? I'm not cold. I'm done. There's a difference. I hung up. Blocked the number. Week 8, Rachel called me. I didn't have her number blocked. You need to talk to her. No, I don't. She's a mess. She cries all the time. She can't eat. She can't sleep. That sounds like something she should discuss with a therapist. You're really going to act like you don't care? I care. I just can't fix this for her. She loves you. She loves the idea of what we had. That's not the same thing. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. She made a choice. She doesn't get to unmake it just because she doesn't like the results. People grow. People change. In 8 weeks, she hasn't grown. She's just lonely. Rachel was quiet for a moment. She told me you were different. Special. That you'd always be there for her. I was there. Right up until she told me not to be. And now I'm there for myself. I hope you're happy. I'm getting there. She hung up. 3 months after she left, I ran into her at a grocery store. She looked better. Hair done. Makeup on. Dressed like she was going somewhere nice. She saw me and froze. Hey, she said. Hey. How are you? Good. You. Better. I'm actually meeting someone for lunch. That's great. She shifted her weight. I've been wanting to say something to you. Okay. I'm sorry. For all of it. The way I handled things. The things I said. Showing up at your work. I was a mess. It's fine. It's not fine. It was wrong. You didn't deserve that. I appreciate you saying that. I've been going to therapy. Good. My therapist helped me realize I was looking for you to validate me instead of validating myself. That sounds like progress. It is. I'm learning a lot. About myself. About what I want. I'm glad. She looked at me like she was waiting for something. I just smiled. Well, she said finally. I should go. Don't want to be late. Have a good lunch. She started to walk away, then turned back. For what it's worth, you were right. About all of it. I wasn't ready to appreciate what we had. I'm working on being better. I hope you are. Maybe someday. I don't think so. She nodded slowly. Yeah, I figured. She walked away. I finished my shopping, went home, and called the woman I'd been seeing. Want to come over for dinner? I'd love to. She came over. We cooked together, laughed at dumb jokes, watched a movie neither of us paid attention to. And when she left the next morning, she kissed me goodbye and said, same time next week? Absolutely. No games. No tests. No wondering where I stood. Just simple, honest, uncomplicated affection. 6 months later, my ex sent me one final message from a new number I hadn't blocked yet. I know you won't respond to this, and I don't expect you to. I just wanted you to know that I finally understand what you meant. About protecting yourself. About not being a doormat. about actions having consequences. I thought I was being brave by leaving. I thought I was choosing myself. But I was just running from something good because I was scared. You deserved better than that. You deserved better than me, at least the version of me that walked out. I hope whoever you're with now knows how lucky they are. And I hope you're happy. You deserve that. Thank you for loving me, even when I didn't know how to love you back. And thank you for respecting yourself enough to let me go. I needed that, even if I didn't know it at the time. I read it twice, then deleted it without responding, because some chapters close, and the healthiest thing you can do is let them. My girlfriend now, the one I'd been seeing for 5 months, walked into the room. Who was that? Nobody important. You sure? You look thoughtful. Just someone from the past saying goodbye. Do you need to respond? No. Some things are better left alone. She sat next to me, curled into my side. I'm glad you're here, she said. Me too. And I meant it. Because I'd learned something important in those months after my ex left. Love isn't about chasing someone who runs. It's not about proving your worth to someone who can't see it. It's not about waiting around while someone figures out if you're good enough. Real love is mutual. It's intentional. It's chosen every single day by both people. And when someone chooses to leave, the most loving thing you can do, for both of you, is let them. Not because you don't care, but because you care enough about yourself not to be someone's backup plan. My ex needed to learn that lesson. And honestly, so did I. Because the moment I stopped chasing someone who was running, I made room for someone who was staying. And that made all the difference.